Hey you guys, I'm back. I know it's been a little bit over a month, almost 2 months, since I made a video, but so apologies for that. Life be lifing, but um, I just want to get into story time with the continuation of the story that I told almost a month or 2 months ago. If I remember correctly, the last time I left off at me setting up a meeting at the school district after me being fired for allegedly allowing a child to sit on my lap, or not or but allegedly having a child sit on my lap and making fun of a student of their disability. So with that being said, I I um I remember that moment. For again, forgive me. This is kind of like, it's not tough, but it's just a little rough to like go into detail. Because I don't want to, you know. Well, no, you don't know. But anyway, so I set up the meeting. Before the meeting kicked off, the HR superintendent kicked off the meeting by saying, "Well, I told Mr. Richard Bonner that he was fired, and I accidentally mentioned one of the person's names, but then I apologized immediately, which wasn't true because I would have remembered if he did apologize. I don't recall him apologizing, and if he did, then he did. But like, I seriously don't recall that. But so after he said that, then I tried to explain, like, argue my case as to why I was fired unjustly, and that it was just kind of like her whole entire demeanor was very standoffish. It was like, I already made a decision, like, that's it, like, you're wasting my time. So so basically, it was just kind of like very dismissive, in my opinion. I know that she didn't have to take the meeting; she chose to take the meeting, but also at the same time, there's a way to talk to people, and what I'm getting to, I'm leading up to it, but there's a way to talk to people without being disrespectful, if that makes sense. Because like, I wasn't disrespectful to her, and then like every time when I talked, it seemed like she would, like, cut me off, and I never cut her off when she was talking. I gave her the utmost respect, but she never did it did it for me. But anyway, so fast forward with that. So I had the meeting. It didn't go as well, and then I caught myself trying to, like, fight for my job, but then she said that was grandstanding. Um, I don't know what that means. But she said I was grandstanding, and that if I didn't leave the premises, that she would call the police on me. And at that time, like, I just had like a fear of police. I like being around, like seeing a police car just made me feel uncomfortable, or going past the police department made me feel uncomfortable. So it was just, I don't know. It was just like anxiety. My anxiety kicking in every time when, like, police would come around, because um I guess it was like a bad experience that I had in the past, but that's a whole nother story. Um so like I said, she said that she was gonna call the police on me. I said don't, so I left and I came back home, and then my mom and Dad was home, and then oh wait, no, they weren't home, but somehow they found out that like I got I got fired. So when I got home, I explained to them what happened, and then I was just so scared to say something because um, my dad at the time, he was very like, it was kind of like he was throwing it in my face, be like, see, I told you. So it was kind of like he put blame on me for losing my job, and it was just kind of like he didn't um support me. It was just like kind of like throwing it in my face, like you did this to yourself. So he didn't have any consideration or care about me. But um that within itself is a whole nother story. So then I after I told him what happened, my mom or my dad asked me did I want to get a lawyer um to fight it. And so I said no, because I said no out of fear, because I felt like it was my word against theirs, and that if I did get a lawyer, then like all this stuff would like come out about me, and like I don't have proof to argue my case. It's kind of like he said, they said, and basically they would win because they have uh the resources, and um yeah, they have the resources and their proof, but I don't have anything to back up my argument, or I didn't have anything to back up my argument. So after that, I was like really depressed. Felt really bad. I couldn't function. Because like I took it really hard. Because that was my first ever job, and I didn't know how to process the fact that okay, well, like you got fired, um, just move on. Because I liked the job, and I felt like that based on some hearsay, I got pushed out. So I so I felt that way for like almost a year, and then within that year, it was just kind of like I had to deal with my dad's constant criticism of me not having a job, me being lazy, and then um, a whole bunch of stuff. But within that year, I almost joined the military. This was like around like May. I almost joined the military, the Marines to be exact, because my older sister Kristen told me that her brother, um, yeah, her brother, um, which isn't my brother, but her brother, joined the Air Force or the Army. I don't know which one it is, but like I think he's in reserve, but he was going to boot camp. And so she was saying that maybe I needed to go into the military just to like get like a little income or something. And so me, uh, just trying to escape uh my issues and reality, was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll um I'll check it out. So I enrolled. Well, I didn't enroll, but like I signed up to meet with a recruiter um with the Marines, and his name is or the recruiter that I talked to, his name is Sergeant Omar Alcantara. Yeah, Alcantara. Um, he was a really cool guy. Um, he was very like understanding. I think he was like a year older than me or something. But it was just the fact that like he was really cool. He asked me, was I doing this for was this something that I really wanted to do? And then I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted to do, but like deep down inside, I really didn't want to. I was like masking that pain that I was going through, so I was just trying to run away from my problems instead of confronting them. And that's, I would say that's where some of my that's where some of the problem lied in. But getting back to Sergeant Alcantara, um, so I signed up, or yeah, I signed up to enroll in the Marines. I was working with him for like a couple months, and then uh, he took me. Then he said that I needed to go to MAPS, which is like a place where all the branches of the military um not work, but like they all have like an office in this specific building in Chicago, um where they do like the evaluations, the physicals, um stuff like that. And it was basically kind of like the first time that I did it, I stayed overnight at a hotel, and so I left and like packed up my stuff, and so my mom and my dad was kind of livid because like I didn't tell them that this is what I wanted to do, or this is what I was planning on doing. So it was just kind of like I left out, and then my dad. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm telling the whole story wrong. So I left out because like my dad wasn't home, and he was living with us at the time, but he wasn't at home, and he when he did get home, my mom told him that I left out with Sergeant Alcantara, and that I went to like Maps or somewhere. And even with that being said, it was just kind of like I was I was scared and absolutely uncomfortable because um, this was like my first time ever doing something like this. And so when my dad got home, he kept calling my phone. At first I didn't answer, and then when I finally did answer, it was like, what is wrong with you? Like, bring your monkey ass back home. And my dad had like a terrible habit of saying, bring your monkey ass home. So sorry for the interruption, but like I was saying, my dad had a terrible habit of calling me like derogatory names. But so that next day I kind of like withdrew from it. I was like, well, I can't do it because like I'm I was scared of what my dad would do to me. Um so that happened, and then the second time I tried to do it, um I snuck it out, and it was just like I was like frustrating my mom. Because she didn't want me to go into the military because she thought that my sister was being selfish by throwing me or like telling me to do something, and she kind of took offense to it. Um, but that happened, and then I was still having like the mental issues with the school, and so with that, I just kept applying to the school, thinking that like, hey, like new school year, fresh start. No, so a couple days before the school started, I applied, and then I wasn't home, and then the police came to my apartment building, and they told the neighbor to relay the message to me that they said nope, like the school said, don't even think about it. It's over. Like just give it up. So I was at home. When I did get back home, the neighbor told me everything, and then later on that day, I got an automated phone call from the district talking about like applying for said job. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, like which one is it? Like, do you not want me to play or do you want me to play? So like my mind was just like really racing. So it's just started to become paranoid, and I think that's what kind of like started my downfall, but like also my recovery to being a better person. So with that being said, after that happened, then I was feeling some type of way, and I started to lash out at the superintendent. I started sending threatening emails to her, pretending to be someone else, and I I regret it. I regret doing that because that's not who I am. It was just that built up anger inside of me of not knowing what what the reason was. Um, so like I said, I pretended to be someone not cool, and when I did that, I did threaten her. I said, go kill yourself. Why? So so I sent threatening letters to the superintendent, which I definitely regret. But I was angry in that moment, and I shouldn't have done that. But it is what it is, and I can't go in the past and change it. I can just only move forward and acknowledge the hurt and pain that I caused. But it went on for like a month from like September to like October, and then I finally got arrested. Ironically, the day before I got fired from the job the previous year. It's weird, but so I got arrested. Got charged with cyber stalking. Um, so then after that, I had a restraining order, order of protection out against me. And I was like, cool, fine, like I don't care because like I'm not gonna do anything to her. Like I really don't care. But so I couldn't be like anywhere near her. I couldn't go on the like I couldn't go near her job um for I think like 2 years or so. But I was like, okay, fine, like cool, like okay. So like I said, I basically served well I applied or not applied complied with the order of protection saying that I wouldn't be around her or like go near her job. So I was like, okay, cool, fine, whatever, like I'll like I can do it. But the prosecutor that was like on my case was like pushing really hard for me to serve jail time for like cyber stalking, which would have been like from 1 to 3 years. Luckily, I was able to not serve jail time, but I did have to serve probation and go to like mental health court, which is kind of like anger management in a way. So I did that, completed the program, got had the opportunity to graduate early, and since then, like I've been good because like even during the court or yeah during the court cases, like during my court dates, um I sought I sought help. I finally had an opportunity to like fully break down where my anger was coming from, and some of it was coming from me being me me being or feeling misunderstood, me feeling not heard, uh, my dad, just just like all these outliers that was really affecting me and not helping me to become a better person. But so like I said, I went to therapy when I was going to court. I went to therapy, and it was kind of like to prove that like, okay, well, like he's not this person that you're making him out to be. Yes, he did say and do those things, but that's not who he is. Um, so I'm so like in a way, I'm kind of grateful that that happened. I'm not saying that like what I did was right, but I'm kind of glad that it did happen the way that it did because I feel like had I not did that, like I probably would still be that sheltered um young gentleman that would be scared to do things that would be um to myself. Like I would be living in fear and still allowing someone to tell me how to live my life and uh control my adulthood. So thank you. Thank you, Dr. McKay, I guess. But in all seriousness, I just feel like I just had to tell this story because it's it's therapeutic for me, but also I felt like people don't know, or I shouldn't say people, because you just watching it, um, didn't know anything about this. But I felt like the people in my community um didn't know the full story. They just only knew what was told to them. So it was just kind of like one sided. And I'm not discrediting her, like, in how she felt in that moment. But also at the same time, I'm not going to allow you to make it seem like that I came out of nowhere and did this to you. We both have to own up to our problems in how we handle the situation. Um, so, yeah,